Yo, what's poppin'? How are you all doing today? We got a post-com for Dreadbloon Cave, and as you can see, our first opponent is BOC 1999, but we played two opponents before, as you can see on the Battles TV. I forgot to record them, but we won both games, so don't worry about it. I forgot to record. If you don't believe me, then I don't know. I'm a man of my word. If I say that I won those games, then you guys should trust me, but obviously you're like, oh my god, he probably lost those games, and that's why you didn't record. But dude, I literally just forgot. So yeah, first opponent's Cobra. What you want to do when you're playing against Cobra with Tack Farm Wiz is get up around 14 is ideal, but an early BIA, and then you just spam Dragon's Breaths on strong. And he actually sent to BFB, so I got kind of worried, but it looks like we have no farms, but we actually have a BIA in the top left corner. So that's why we're getting all this money from. That's why we have such a high ego, because we got up the early BIA. It's hidden in the top left corner. And round 25 is spooky adjustment, so I'm making sure I'm over defending, because that's the only thing that we really need to worry about, round 25 balloon adjustment, because everything after that is pretty chill, except for like round 32. But as you can see, we defended the pretty hard part of Tack Farm Wiz against Cobra. So now we're big chillin'. Now we have so much money because the Phoenixes are really expensive, but now we're about to, we resold everything just to get some money so we can get some farms now. Round 27, this guy's pretty much doomed because when you go Cobra, you pretty much bank on them dying. So as you can see, I cash out and sell my BIA in the top left, get up mad Phoenixes, and since he's all out in here, I just sell my farm and I make sure to get up a lot of defense, and I boost this. I get up, how many Phoenixes is that? That's at least like almost 10, and then I Maelstrom the remains. And my Maelstrom, the Maelstrom micro doesn't need to be on point. I mean, you only use 2, and we defended easy, man. And we have so many Phoenixes, and this right here we need to be really careful, because we need to sell Phoenixes to defend, to get up farms again, but we still need the defense for balloon adjustment. I Maelstrom right there just to be safe, because there aren't that many balloon adjustments anymore. So, and look how much money we have. 37k in the bank. And he pretty much lost because he outed me, and he's sending another ZMG, and I can't defend this, so I'm just gonna counter. I didn't think I could defend it, but honestly I could with the amount of farms that I had. But I went for the counter instead, which is not really smart of me. And I was like, oh shoot, he's probably defending. So I had to send him a little bit more. Send him a couple more BFBs, sent him a couple more Moabs, and all we need to defend is everything except the ZMG. So I'm Maelstromming, I'm selling everything because I want to defend only the stuff in the back, not the CMG. I'm gonna Maelstrom AI, and looked like he's dying. I was like, oh my god, can this guy die already? And it turns out he DC gets me. So what a scumbag, get out of my lobby, and move on to the next game. And for this opponent, we got Nubus. Oh wait, I don't know, but I don't know if this is the right person in the Battles TV. I don't know, but we played, this is our next opponent, NFE Noob. I was getting pretty aggro. As you can see, my eco's not pretty high for, I mean, it's not that high, but when I play against NG in early game, I want to be aggro, and I'm like, dude, this guy's sending me yellows. He's not gonna have enough money for a rerush, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait till his boost wears off, and then I'm gonna punish you, sir. I'm gonna balloon boost yellows, and then I need more money, so I sell my tack in the back, and I'm like, dude, this guy's not gonna defend, and I don't care if I'm being aggro because I don't really need a lot of money for my defense. Like, his balloon trap costs $5,800 in total. To buy a balloon trap, you need almost $6,000. But for my lead detection, all I need is $550. So I was like, this guy is not very smart by sending yellows. And as you can see, he had to sell a farm, and his balloon trap spot is freaking duty, man. What is that balloon trap spot? So I'm like, all right, this guy over-ecoed with yellows, and he boosted as well, and his balloon trap spot is bad, and he's sending whites. I was like, holy. Usually NG's players don't like play super aggro because they need money to defend. So I'm like, all right, this guy's in for a treat. So I get up a lightning because I had to, because it was super aggro rush. Usually I try to greet it out with Tack Farm Wiz against NG because they need a lot of money. And as you can see, he's trying to build up farms again. I'm like, no sir, no, it's not gonna happen. A really good rush is for round 14. Since there's a bunch of yellow balloons AI, so we layer a bunch of zeros and whites. As you can see, it's really compact on his screen, and he sells a farm, gets a balloon, gets a double shot in the back, and he leaks down to 69 lives. Psych, he leaks down to 20 lives. And this is the same game. I just fast forward some stuff. He got up a BIA, which is a bad play with NFE. You don't want to go for a BIA if you're going NFE. So this guy, he definitely just like watches like YouTubers and they go NFE, and this guy's like, oh, I'm going NFE, so I must go NFE myself. And this guy just went for a BIA, not the play. He has 2 balloon traps, which is a lot of selling power. I sent to a BFB to keep him busy while I get up a factory myself. And I have pretty adequate defense. I'm okay doing whatever. I can get up 1 Phoenix and Maelstrom for a BFB, but I know he's not going to send me one because 1, he got up a BIA. 2, he's going NFE, but Psych, he actually does. So I'm like, oh, shoot. So I get up a Phoenix and boost because I don't really have that much money. And I'm hoping that the factory gives me enough money for a Maelstrom. I sell my first tack, which is a mistake. I should have just kept it up in Maelstrom. But I get up a Maelstrom over there, which is not good. You want the Maelstrom by the bends. I don't know why, but I'm learning as I go. And I actually almost choke. I live with 7 lives. That was so lucky. I did not deserve that win. When you Maelstrom, you want your Maelstroms inside the bends. You don't want it in the middle, because then you want the Maelstrom as close to the track as possible. And you want it affecting a lot of the balloons. And if you put it inside that curve, it affects so many of the balloons. So as you can see, we kind of lucked out, but we have a factory now. And he still has a BIA, but he probably has to cash it out. So I'm going to send him another one because he really struggled with that first one. So I don't know. I don't remember if I got up a 4-2 fact, but I think I'm chilling because I'm not really upgrading my farm. I'm not really looking forward to upgrading my farm. So I sent him another one. I'm like, dude, I can't lose to this guy. He freaking went BIA with NFE. I'm like, dude, I can't lose to this clown. But I almost lost though. I had 7 lives. And now we're big chilling because we got 6K in the bank. This guy's about to get sabotage supply lines, but he really doesn't have that much popping power. He does have 2 balloon traps though. But he sells his plantation. He gets up a Sabo. The thing is, that's 4 Moabs. There's like 16 ceramics. I think it's 4 ceramics per Moab, and that's a kind of a lot for 2.5 balloon jitsus. And I'm like, okay, he looks like he's gonna defend it, so I'm just gonna send a ZMG and just end it. But it looks like a lot of balloons are leaking. I'm like, okay, and he just dies. So my plan was, if he didn't defend that BFB, I was gonna send a ZMG. And this guy, you don't want to go Heli Farm Ice. You don't want to go Heli Village Ice. My bad. Heli Village Ice and Dreadbloon, because it doesn't work against a knowledgeable player. So I put up my tack and my wizard right at the front of the start to anti-stall as heavy as possible. I basically got 2.5 plantations to save up for a humongous round 11 rush. And yeah, you basically anti-stall and then beta boost. And then I made sure that he got Camel Lead Detection just to waste money on that. So he didn't really have enough money to defend. And then after you bait the boost, you just want to kill him. Honestly, even if I didn't go attack farm Wiz, the next most likely strat I was going with NG something. Probably NG Spacked in here, but yeah, basically you don't really want to go Eco and Dreadbloon because NFE is so prevalent that if you go Eco, you pretty much always lose. But also, if you go attack farm Wiz and you anti-stall, it does a pretty good job. This guy's going Dark farm Wiz. I'm like, okay, I won. I sent him a Camel Lead just because he still doesn't have Camel Lead Detection. He finally got it up. And I sent him a Regen Lead just to start the around 14 rush, but I sent it a little early. So this is one of my favorite rushes because it's pretty eco heavy. You sent a couple of zebras, a couple of whites, and a couple of pinks, just that they layer right on top of each other. And this guy just straight up dies. Retired J1, what you doing, man? And we got YT in the air BTD. This guy was going a weird eco strat. He was going Dart, Sniper, Ice, I think. I don't know. This was kind of a while ago. And as you can see by the top left, or on the top left on his side, he has a Sniper. So that's why I sent Leads, because his lead detection was the Sniper. So like if I sent Leads, then his Juggernaut would be the only lead detection. So that's why I sent that. And as you can see, we got the big chief for our last opponent. We just won 7 Dreadbloon games in a row. And this is our 8th opponent. I'm like, okay, here's my losing streak. As you can see, my record was pretty nice back then. I mean, it's still alright. It's passable. But I'm like, oh no, we got the big chief. What is he going now? So this game actually showed the whole thing because Chief is a respectable opponent. I don't think the other opponents were that good. Frankly, like I just fast forwarded them because I don't think they were that interesting. I just showed how I won basically, and I think that's the most important part. Anyway, here's the whole game with Chief. That's how I've been playing the most games. I've been anti-stalling the start and then getting on my farm. And since he's going NG, I didn't bother to send. I would put my tech up front to anti-stall, or at least try to anti-stall, because NG kind of need good farms. And I'm double spiking because I'm going to leak fat right here. As you can see, we have no more spikes, which is kind of bad. I made it sure to get up my 2-0 attack just to prevent as many leaks as I can. He's using his chief NG spot. I don't know the science behind that. As you can see, his nail is kind of hitting like really far. So I'm gonna try to be aggro here to force a lot of defense, because NGs, they're not really the best early game towers for defense. And Chief's spots, I actually want to copy them. I mean, because I don't know, Chief's a good player and he knows what he's doing. I don't really know what I'm doing sometimes, so I'm gonna try to use those NG spots in the future. As you can see, he gets up on 9-inch nails on last at the front, and he gets up 2 NGs on the outer bends. As you can see, sometimes they shoot down the straight line, which is really good. But he finally decides to send me some pinks, which is my weakness. So I get up my blade shooter, which is pretty expensive, but after you get a blade shooter, you're pretty much set until like round 8. And you can see that all my blades are being used, which is perfect, because that really maximizes the efficiency of the blade shooter. Because since you're using such an expensive tower, you really want to get the most bang for your buck. So his first NG is chasing. I think that's on purpose, because he's just probably target microing. And I'm going to be super aggro, because with NG, it struggles early game, so I want to force as much defense. But as with Chief, his target microing is on point, so he's not going to need as much defense as your average Joe would. Your average Joe will get up so much more defense than Chief. But because he has great knowledge of the game, knowledge of NG, he's really going to not need as much defense as any normal person would. So I'm sending a lot of blacks, and I would like to get him to leak down more in lives, but he's really not. And I'm kind of surprised, but he did get up a lot of defense, and he's out farming me quite heavily. But I'm going to try to go for the high eco, because I've already committed to being aggro, so I'm just going to stick to it. I sent him a lot of yellows. I wanted to force a boost, but actually just force a lot of defense, which is also fine. It's one or the other, either a lot of defense or a boost. And he went for another plantation. I'm like, wow, this is really greedy, because unless he has like cheap lead detection, he's going to need $5,800 for lead defense. Unless he has spikes, and I don't remember. He sent yellow, so I got up at 0-1 fireball. And I'm setting 3 sets of leads, because that's the number you want to send to layer into round 11. And he's sending region leads. I'm very surprised, because I thought he needed money to save up for a balloon trap, but he doesn't. He trusts his cleansing foam a little bit too much, so that's why I send whites. So I'm like, okay, this guy's greeting way too much. And he actually just gets up a bunch of 9-inch nails, and he spikes the leads, which is a good play. He's conserving like the lives that he has. I think that's just a little lag. I don't know why the road spikes over there. But as you can see, he went for his farm, which is greedy, but it paid off, because he was able to spike and 9-inch nail spam, and he got up what he needed. So that's very impressive on Chief. Usually, the average player like me, I would just get up my balloon trap for round 10. But he balloon boosts, so I have to sell my attack because he sent camos. And I was really worried because the AI made it look a lot spookier than it was. So I boosted here. I think if I didn't boost, I would have either leaked down to like close to 0 or died. So I think that's a really good play by Chief. Kind of poor on my part, because I just went super aggro. As you can see, we have 500 eco. The thing is, we're tied in farms, but his balloon trap is basically a farm. Like, I would just count a balloon trap as a farm, because it really just is. Like, the NG is not only good at sucking up balloons, but also prevents your opponent from wanting to rush you, which is also dangerous in itself. So I want to force a Juggernaut over here. And he actually tower boosts, which is not a bad play, because that actually saves him some money if he doesn't have to get up defense. But on my side, it looks like he's leaking load. So he actually gets up a jug and a trip dart at the back. Looks like he leaked way more lives than 0. But I don't know, that's balloon trap lag for you. Round 17, he got up the Republic, which is the Chief play. And I'm like, dude, this guy has no Moab defense. What is he going to do? What I can do is just put the Dragon's Breaths on strong, which is exactly what I did. Oh my god, I'm so in sync with myself. And then I'm going to Maelstrom once. And he actually gets up 2 Republics. Dude, Chief's not even using farmers, bro. He said I'm not good enough for him to use farmers, which is so sad. I just want to be good enough for somebody, man. Okay, anyway. So he gets up an NG in the back for probably balloon trap to eat up the ceramics. And look at the rush he sends me. It's a lot of eco balloons. It's a lot of zebras and whites. But with the pinks layered over, and from the AI, it looks really deadly. So I decide to Maelstrom. And he actually boosts with a jug and 2 darts. I'm like, no way, he's dead. Look, the whole Moab just left. It just left the screen. Oh my god, and he doesn't die. He freaking leaks 4 lives. I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? I should have just won the game right there. How did he defend with 2 darts and a jug? Like, are you kidding me? Come on, man. I should have just won the game right there. So I'm really frustrated. And this is why Chief is so powerful, because he goes off meta strats that work really well, and it throws the average player off because it's not your textbook strategy. And this is one of the reasons why Chief is so good. I mean, he's obviously really good for a multitude of reasons, but yeah, you can see that he changes up his balloon trap spot because he can use his darts better. Because if he had his previous position, then his darts would be hogging up the balloon trap money. But now that he put his balloon trap at the front, he's going to be eating balloons, and his darts could do more work in case I send. And he's sending a balloon boosted whites, which is kind of deadly, or at least it looks like it. So I freak up and I get attack shooter. Like, nah, I'm chilling. So I sell that. I don't know why, because I think I was trying to farm on. And he actually has 2 balloon traps, which is a lot of money. That's what, 58 times 2? That's like 116. Yeah, that's like, he has like $11,000 in those balloon traps. But he actually has way more because like the balloon traps feeding him money, and like he could probably get up a factory right now. But I think he's holding on to a lot of money just in case I rush him. So he sends a BFB with all his balloon trap money. And it's actually really smart because I don't know if you guys saw, but I had enough money for a factory, but I couldn't go for it because he sent me a BFB. And I Maelstrom. I'm a little late there because now all the balloons are already gone. But 2 Maelstrom should do the trick. And that was actually a really smart play by Chief because I could have went for my factory. Could have been like, I could have pulled away in farms because my eco's not as bad. But now I'm like, okay, I pretty much lost because I'm nowhere close to affording a factory. And I'm like, I really don't know what to do. He balloon boosts. What is he balloon boosting, Chief? He balloon boosting his EMG. So here I'm hesitating. I'm taking so long to react because I'm hesitating whether I should counter or defend. And I actually go for defend because, you know, I'm all about that content. But honestly, so my thought process was, I was like, Chief has so many darts. He has a fan club ready. He has 2 balloon traps to sell. He has 2.5 republics to sell. That's a lot of money. He can fan club and boost a lot of jugs in the back. And jugs are really good at defending ceramics. Like, if you read the description, it like excels at defending ceramics. So I was like, you know what? Chief's micro is probably going to be able to defend. So I'm just not going to bother defending. And here I choke. I get up the Phoenix instead of the freaking regular Dragon's Breath. And I choked. I mean, that wasn't a choke, but like, that was kind of a choke. I'd say it's not a choke because I would have won anyway. Look at our farms. Like, I mean, Chief has no eco, but he has 2 balloon traps that are feeding him so much money from the 24, 22, 25 ceramics. So that's why I'm thumbs downing, because I'm like, I pretty much lost at this point. So I'm like, whatever. He actually sells a farm to, I don't know why, probably get up another balloon trap, but at this point I lost. Look, I have 2 republics. I got 500 eco, which is pretty much nothing at this point because it's so late in the game. He has 3 balloon traps that are giving him so much money from around 25 ceramics. I don't know why I sent him a group rainbow. I think that was unlucky. That was by accident. Yeah, I say oops. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how I'm gonna win because I pretty much lost. And the regen rainbows are coming from the AI. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's just AI. I'm like, oh, what the heck? What the heck, man? And then I die. But it doesn't matter because we would have lost anyway. Like, it was just an impending doom. So we lost our 7 win streak in Dreadbloon, which is a lot of medallions to Chief. 7 wins, 1 losses. That actually equates to 210 medallions. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the post commentary. If you guys do enjoy this type of content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.